Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. My name is V. I live in Charleston, South Carolina with my puppy Cindy, and I am an aspiring future mom, wife, and homemaker. So lately my brain has been kind of loud. There's some personal stuff going on, but I'm not going to get into it. But when that happens, one of the first things I notice is that the peace in my home starts disappearing too. And I'm not saying my apartment suddenly becomes filthy overnight or anything, but because I'm mentally overwhelmed, every task starts to feel 10 times heavier. As someone who's neurodivergent and struggles with anxiety, I've learned that my environment affects me a lot. So over time, I've had to stop approaching homemaking like some giant all-or-nothing project and start treating it more like emotional maintenance. So I wanted to share a few things that help me keep my home feeling peaceful even when I feel overwhelmed and even when my brain isn't too peaceful. So the first thing is I stopped trying to clean the entire apartment at once. Because the second my brain goes, you need to fix everything, I get paralyzed and end up doing nothing. So I focus on certain peace zones, quote unquote. Usually that means I just reset the spaces that affect me the most emotionally. For me, that is the kitchen. If my kitchen is not clean, my brain just does not cooperate with me. I don't know why. I just spend so much time in there, and I feel like as long as my kitchen is clean, if there are other parts of my house that are a little bit messy, then, I'll live. The other one is my bed. I do try to make my bed every single day. Obviously, there's been studies about making your bed the first thing in the morning is a great way to start the day because you already finished one task, so it's better to continue. And honestly, I really do feel like that's the truth. Usually, I just try to make sure that even if the rest of my apartment is a mess for some reason, having one or two calm spaces that I know are clean makes a huge difference mentally for me. Another thing that helps me is making my chores more sensory friendly instead of forcing myself through them. I usually put on a YouTube video of some kind, make tea, open the blinds, light a candle, open the windows, open the door to the balcony has been really helpful for me lately. Basically anything that makes the task feel softer on my nervous system. For me, I have a really hard time just doing one task and having there be nothing else going on, just silence or something. My ADHD brain is like, okay, well, this is boring. So I usually tend to have some kind of homemaking video going on in the background. So if you need me to be that person for you and you want to put me on in the background while you go do your chores, that's totally cool with me. We can body double together and get some stuff done. Another thing for me, and this one's hard, I'm not gonna lie, is not waiting until I feel motivated. Because most of the time, motivation comes after I start moving, not before. So I've gotten into the habit of telling myself, okay, just do this one task, or just do this one thing for 5 minutes. And half the time I do end up just continuing once I start. And if I don't, at least I still did something nice for future me. I also try really hard not to shame myself for needing rest, and this one is the most difficult of all, to be honest. Overwhelmed people like myself tend to swing between two extremes, doing absolutely everything or absolutely nothing and completely shutting down. And I'm learning that rest actually works better when your environment supports it. There's a difference between intentionally resting and then rotting in chaos while your nervous system stays stressed the whole time. And trust me, I do that too, so no shame if you do sometimes. But one thing that especially helps me on anxious days is routines that I know are going to happen regardless of what kind of day I'm having. So every night before bed, for instance, I make a cup of tea. No matter what, that is my closing duty. I know that even if everything else is chaotic, either around the house or my personal life, I'm gonna have my cup of tea. So anything that's kind of a non-negotiable for you that you know you're going to do every day might be helpful for you. So basically all these things I just mentioned are just proof to myself that even when life feels emotionally messy, I can still create small moments of softness and care. Not necessarily perfectly or aesthetically all the time, but intentionally. So if you're in a season where you feel mentally overwhelmed too, and this economy, girl, I think that's all of us. This is your reminder that peace does not have to happen all at once. Sometimes peace is literally just washing one dish, or folding one towel, or opening the curtains, or making your bed so your brain can breathe a little bit easier. Small things count, probably more than we realize. Thank you so much for watching and for joining me on this little corner of the internet. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.